Right now here at 5, Louisville Metro Public Works preparing to keep you safe ahead of this weekend's potentially major snowstorm. As you can see, we're at the Salt Dome today watching the trucks go back and forth, the familiar trucks we've seen so far since December. You can see that on your screen, these salt trucks getting ready. They've been hitting the roads, keeping the roads heavily salted as we had this winter mix this morning, causing some major traffic issues and wrecks all over the area. We are getting you through this winter blast with underway still tonight, and then we're also looking ahead to that large winter storm you've been hearing about heading our way this weekend. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. We will be covering the lead up to the storm all week long to help you be prepared and to stay safe. So we want to get straight over to meteorologist Mallory Snell, who's got a look at the forecast, and I don't know if I'm ready for it yet.
Yeah, Mallory, this winter mix, I mean, you said it would, and it really did. I think I was out in everything today. Snow, a little rain, and then a little sleet.
Right, a mixed bag of precipitation today. That was just an appetizer of what's to come this weekend, because confidence is growing that we are looking at a significant winter storm to impact the region, including here in Kentucky this weekend. Because of that, the National Weather Service has already issued a winter storm watch for the majority of the area. And even if you're in one of these counties, Bedford over to Seymour, you're not included. I'm expecting this to be expanded as more data comes in. And really, the new information today is that a lot of the data is shifting a bit to the north. What does that mean? Our southern Indiana county is now included in what looks like a significant snowfall. That's at least 6 inches of snowfall across Kentuckiana. Yes, some areas may get a foot or more. And then down to the south, because it does look like we'll have a little bit warmer air trying to surge in with everything shifting north, you might have more of that sleet or even freezing rain mixing in once we head into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. That can cut into some storm totals in terms of snowfall, but impact would be major regardless. Max HD radar, we're getting this wintry mix out of here. It did transition over to all rain as it's moving into areas like Adair County. Cloud cover still with us. Those clouds will gradually decrease overnight, with overnight lows dropping down into the upper 20s and lower 30s. And then tomorrow, a quiet day, a good day to prepare for this upcoming weekend. We're expecting partly sunny skies tomorrow with highs topping out in the upper 30s, close to 40 degrees in some spots. Of course, we have much more to talk about with the winter storm this weekend. I'll have many more details in our 7-day forecast.
Mallory, thank you. With this round of winter weather heading our way, a major winter storm, Metro Public Works is assuring you that they're fully prepared for whatever comes our way. And
with the snow we had earlier today, Public Works started treating the roads first thing this morning. WHAS11's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Aspen Hester are live from Brownsboro Road. So, Alex, are the roads still looking pretty good right now?
So, Connie, right now the roads here along Brownsboro Road are just looking wet, and that obviously is from the snow that we had earlier today, now melting. But Public Works has been out brining these streets, and you may notice they have some gray and white lines on them. That is from the brine, which is a mixture of salt and water, and that's to prevent the snow and ice from sticking to the pavement when you get on the road in the morning or evening. So Metro Public Works told us today that they did fill up their salt trucks last night and were out first thing this morning to treat the roads. So what is the next 24 hours going to look like? Public Works says they'll be brining tomorrow and then possibly Friday for what we're expecting to see this weekend. And while the snow has stopped for now, Public Works Director Bill Bell has a reminder for you drivers.
The main thing on these types of events is take it slower. When I was coming in this morning, it was early. People were going at or above the speed limit. It's not advisable. I mean, you can be cited for driving too fast for the conditions by LMPD or any other police officer. So you want to take into account the conditions when you're out driving on the roadways.
Bell says the department has ordered an additional 500 tons of salt to replenish their stock ahead of the storm this weekend. And we also did just speak to Brownsboro Hardware, who says they've already seen a lot of people come through today, coming to get their salt, their shovels, and their car scrapers. They also did tell us that they have ordered about 2,000 more sleds. So if you're looking to enjoy the snow this upcoming weekend, look out for those sleds. Live on Brownsboro Road, Alex Dieterer, WHAS 11 on your side.
Yep, Alex, they are always busy. Thank you so much. Well, before the big round of snow coming this weekend, road crews got some practice in this morning, especially south of along I-65, excuse me. This photo coming to us via Trimark south of Lebanon Junction today as a crash on Interstate 65 shut down all the southbound lanes in Hardin County for hours this morning. Well, the sheriff says the department responded to 18 accidents this morning. And the roads got so bad that the county school district kept everyone home today. WHAS 11's Conroy Deluche is in Elizabethtown right now with photojournalist Connie Offit. So, Conroy, give us an update tonight, how things are looking around you. Did they improve throughout the day?
Well, Connie and Doug, the roads are much better now than they were about 12 hours ago. That was when there were accidents all over I-264 in Louisville and 65 from Bullitt County down here toward E-Town. I-65 was just a mess. I was told Dixie Highway was also a mess. So right now the roads are looking pretty good, and they expect them to be okay over the next 24 hours, especially as the temperatures hover above 32 degrees or around there at least. But Public Works is already spraying down their trucks. They're getting ready for what could be a big storm down here. 8 trucks and more than 1,200 tons of salt ready to drop on the roads in E-Town.
So on average, it takes about 100 tons of salt per event. This will be a bigger event.
Teams with the city and Hardin County are already coordinating how to respond if the highest projections of snow fall on their roads.
They're saying it's going to last 24 to 36 hours. Again, we don't know how much, we don't know how fast it's coming down. We're not even sure if it's going to be snow or a mix with something else. But the volume of it is concerning no matter what it is when it comes down.
The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is responsible for clearing the interstates. And Chris Jesse says he expects trucks in all 11 counties included in their region. Crews will be out well before the storm.
We're going to pre-treat those lower volume routes over the next couple of days. And what that will do is, because when snow starts, we don't get to those routes later, it will keep that ice from bonding to those routes so that when we do get to them, it makes it a little bit easier to get the snow off. So we're going to concentrate on those first.
And once the snow hits, plow, plow, and plow again.
So we're thinking of it as a marathon more than a sprint. So yes, we are planning for that longevity.
And preparing for the most snowfall in some years. Yeah, if you think about it like a marathon, this morning was basically the warm-up, and there's still a long lead up until Friday going into Saturday. So crews are already getting their trucks ready across Hardin County and here in the region in the district. Now, I did talk with an official with Hardin County. He said right now they haven't activated any warming shelters at this time, but they may be expecting to do that, especially as the snow starts to fall, maybe there's power outages, and then the temperatures drop. So there's a lot to keep an eye on. So be diligent, be safe, and also if you need to go out to the store, now's the time to do it. The roads are looking pretty clear at this moment. Live in E-Town with photojournalist Connie Offit, Conroy Deluche, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right, Conroy, you just made everybody think of milk and bread. Thanks so much for that. Well, to stay up to date with the latest forecast as the winter storm approaches, you should download our WHAS 11 app. That's where we send you important weather updates straight to your phone. It's free to download from your app store.
The slogan was at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary, where dreams do come true. So it's like anything could happen there.
But one day after MLK Day, King Elementary School is now going to be closing with a vote last night from the Jefferson County School Board. You saw it right here at 11 last night, and it has upset parents and teachers. We're following up today, one day after that big vote. Also, Zachary Taylor Elementary School in eastern Jefferson County will be closing as well. The JCPS School Board voting to close both of those schools last night, leaving 500 students soon to be looking for brand new places to go to school. And our Ian Hardwick shares the heartbreak that parents and teachers are feeling as JCPS fixes how it's overspent your tax dollars.
It was just a little discouraging, especially since I so wanted my daughter to go there.
Alexa Mayfield went to King Elementary School.
Getting to participate in dance, in visual art, in painting, and singing.
Experiences she thought she could give her daughter in the Shawnee neighborhood.
Being a single mom, that can be very difficult. You know, to find the things that King was offering, I'm gonna have to spend more money, I'm gonna have to spend more time, I'm gonna have to see if my work schedule even works for it.
JCPS needs money too. Superintendent Brian Yearwood is looking for $142 million in cuts as a budget deficit nears.
And I don't want to do that, but I have to.
2 schools are closing as a result, King and Zachary Taylor Elementary.
And yet we pay the price.
Courtney Green, a Zachary Taylor teacher, tried talking the board out of closing the school. She says its low enrollment of 49% gives students more attention.
These students will be losing the opportunity to be identified as they are shifted to other schools.
The closures will save JCPS about $4 million annually. The schools were chosen in part because of their higher than average cost to teach each student. At King Elementary, it's about $10,000 more than the $23,000 average. At Zachary Taylor, it's more than $4,000. There, Yearwood says the building will be temporarily used as other schools are repaired.
And will allow us to be faster in our construction.
Board member Gail Logan Strange, who voted against the closures, says King will be sold off for about $500,000.
How big are their class sizes going to be? We don't know. We don't know where we fit as a staff.
King teacher Rathetta Ashley says her job is safe, but doesn't know which school she'll end up in.
We need real solutions from the people who are in the buildings every day.
The doors close at the end of the school year. In Louisville, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
Well, Superintendent Yearwood committed to tracking the progress of students who transition to new schools. They'll be given priority status for magnet school applications.
Meantime, Kentucky lawmakers are keeping a close eye on the JCPS financial troubles. 2 of them telling us just hours ago in Frankfort that the budget crisis is a big reason they're again trying to change the power dynamic between the school superintendent and the Jefferson County School Board.
Political reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez has more information on a bill just filed today that could have big impacts on JCPS students and families. Isaiah?
Well, Connie, Doug, you can't ignore the timing of this. Just a day after Yearwood's draft budget proposal, we hear about 2 specific bills that both reference JCPS. One specifically that we're focusing on is yet another attempt to shift power away from the school board and to the JCPS superintendent, Brian Yearwood. Now, this is video that we got today inside the Senate chambers, and we're specifically talking about Senate Bill 1. It is the same mission we've seen from Republican lawmakers in years past, but it has a new blueprint here. Republican senators like David Givens believes the district would operate better if Yearwood has more control over day-to-day operations. He says this bill is a priority.
He doesn't have to involve the board in as many decisions. He doesn't have to have the board looking over his shoulder the entire time. The board hires him to run the operation, and this gives him the latitude to do that.
Late last year, Kentucky Supreme Court struck down a nearly identical law to change JCPS's power structure. The justices ruled it was unconstitutional, so now lawmakers are basically giving specific examples of why JCPS should operate and be dealt with differently than any other school district across the state. In this bill, Doug and Connie, they specifically named more than 40 examples why JCPS should be treated differently and why they should be able to make changes just to them. We're going to go over a few of those examples coming up here at 6. Doug, Connie.
All right, interesting. 40 different examples in that. Thank you so much, Isaiah. Well, JCPS has not yet taken the final vote on that draft budget, which also includes the possible layoffs. Again, the only vote they took last night was to close the 2 schools and to also move Liberty. Now, we're going to have more coverage for you on the air and online, as well as the WHAS 11 app, right to your cell phone anytime.
And as we get closer to the weekend, we're paying close attention, of course, to that strong winter storm that will be tracking west to east across the country here. We'll talk much more about the timing here locally and our impacts. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast. Here's a look at today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $266 million. Powerball, $209 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.